I just gotta freaking I've already subscribed. What the hell? I'm just trying to wait for it to, you know, go live and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If it chooses to.
We are live.
Yeah, we are live.
Apparently.
Apparently we are.
Yeah. It says we're live.
Huh. Okay, that's what I
But
thought.
I don't see the actual live thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I wanted to at least make sure that everything's good. I don't
But no,
see.
it's up now.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not up on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think it says we are. Yeah, it says we're live.
Oh, we're live.
There we go.
Yeah, there's like a pseudo live, then there's live.
Yeah. When it actually gets there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right. Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's gonna be a different kind of podcast today. It's just gonna be three of us. Amanda's not in. Also Brody's not in, which is kind of something a bit different because normally he'd be the one actually doing the actual podcast. So, but whatever.
You mean the technical stuff?
Yeah, technical
Yeah.
stuff mostly. He'd be kind of doing all this stuff. But luckily, I was luckily the transfer over with everything is super freaking easy because everything just kind of saved on my just saved on Streamlabs. So all I had to basically do is freaking just just turn it on and then bam, there we go. So it's just as simple as that. How was everybody's day today? Kind of been all right.
Oh, lazy.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Why is my end? It's probably my microphone. Needed to turn this up a bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. I just needed to max out my mic on on Streamlabs just because it's a bit different. Not like freaking Brody's. So yeah, hopefully he'll have to change the settings. Maybe I'm not too sure. But that's okay. That's all right. No,
Did you have to import settings and stuff?
Well, what I did was I imported the settings, but it imported every single setting. So everything was kind of like what Brody got for the podcast for when we did it. So, and everything. But now I had to kind of slightly change it on my end just so that way I could at least, get everything good. So, but so far, so far so good. No, it's been pretty good. But holy shit, my day's been busy today. What was it? Half the town went out, out of power, I guess. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say half the town. I knew a few places were actually, including my work, completely got their power shut off. So it was just a power outage in certain places. So McDonald's, Arby's and Dairy Queen got their power out. It was just all over the place.
It was up to it was even a Walmart and stupid store.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
When was this?
Earlier this morning actually. I got a call at well, I ended up getting a call from my manager at 10:30 basically stating that oh hey, you don't need to come in just yet cuz we don't actually have power,
I see.
Yeah. No, it was a different kind of day, but of course I was ready to go back to work and I managed to go back to work at 12. So it's all good. It's all good, but holy fucking shit was it ever busy.
Probably, yeah.
No, well, no, it was stupid because the thing is with Arby's when it comes to fast food, there's no lobbies open at all, so we just got drive-through for the most part. What was it? Freaking yeah, we got drive-throughs opened up, and then this lady, she's just oh okay, you're open in 10 minutes. All right, let me sit in the fucking drive-through for basically the 10 minutes. No, well, even. She even formed, it managed to form, a lineup in behind of, 6 other cars, and that was just a pain in the ass, because not only are we getting shit ready, but now we also, have to worry about 6 or 7 cars in drive-thru who are going to be ordering a fuck ton of food. So,
yeah.
That's the only downside.
No, I went downtown earlier, and I was planning to go to Walmart because I was just going downtown with my mom, and
Oh, yeah.
we got her stuff. Well, some of her stuff done. We went
Oh,
to
yeah.
Walmart, and like she didn't have to go in, so it was just me.
Oh yeah.
And the fucking lineups, I've not gone into Walmart like 4 times because of the lineups.
Jeez.
Because I'm not willing to wait there for like half an hour and waiting for like 50 people to leave the store.
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm like, yeah,
I've noticed that a lot with
I'm
like.
gonna be going back down later today. If not, then tomorrow.
Mm,
So I can grab the thing. I said it in Discord what it was. Don't repeat it.
okay.
But yeah, that what I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm going down hopefully to get it.
Yeah.
But we'll see if there's a lineup. I'm just leaving and I'll go back
Oh fuck.
Monday, I guess, because tomorrow's Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I gotta wish my mom on Mother's Day. I gotta freaking call her. Oh crap.
Yeah, I'm all ready. So
Yeah. No, but freaking yeah, because I noticed that with a lot of the lineups that are happening, like lots of people are going at really crappy times too.
well, there was I know like the 3 reasons was first of all it was like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh.
So everyone's out. It's
Yeah.
people are off on lunch. People are just off. It's a beautiful day out. At
Oh,
that
yeah.
time, it wasn't hot or anything else, and it's a Saturday.
Mm.
So everybody is gonna be out. So I don't mind
Oh yeah.
like standing in line. It's just that when the
Well,
lines are
who's
that
around?
long, then yeah.
If it was around 1, that was while they were still kind of dealing with the power out aftermath.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We got the other reason then
Yeah.
why I didn't go in. Because everywhere we went, it still had power. So
Yeah. Well, I
must have just been like
yeah.
one of the other grids.
Yeah, possibly. So that's kind of the shitty thing with some of the power grids that I've noticed is that certain places will get their power completely cut out.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
and what I've
Older
noticed,
power grids,
yeah,
stuff like that.
well, yeah, and what I've noticed, I think a while back was when Justin your power goes out, my power goes out too. So
Yes.
and stuff like
The
that.
power we are on up here in this sort of general area, yes. If my power goes out, your power goes out. But there are still 2 grids because I know for a fact that when our power goes out, our neighbors doesn't.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Or like when our power goes out, Brody's doesn't. Or
Yeah,
something
so that's
like
what I
that,
mean.
or
It's
vice
like
versa.
there's like certain areas. I don't know how the grid system works or why it is the way it is, but that's fine. It's
Yeah,
none of my
it's
concern really.
It's fucking
Until my
weird.
power's up.
But yeah, no. But the problem is like with my freaking power is that like when other people's power goes out, like literally nothing works. Problem is with mine is that my security system for whatever fucking reason
Oh yeah, it flips it shit.
goes off. No, it flips it
Yeah.
shit, and that's one of the reasons why I am not a fan of thunderstorms and the power going out right now. Like if I lived literally anywhere else without this sort of thing, I'd be happy. Like I wouldn't mind at all if the power goes out, but that's the shitty thing. So
Yeah.
but freaking oh yeah. Also, what I ended up finding out today, or it was a couple of days ago, is that they're finally letting smaller groups kind of I don't know get
Yeah,
together.
the
But
restrictions are slowly lifting.
They're loosening,
yeah, they're loosening. But it's 6 to 10 people. I think for our province, but in Alberta, which got hit the freaking worst. Yeah, funny enough, they're allowed up to 13 or 15 people. So,
Yeah.
which is kind of, I mean, it's ironic because they did get hit pretty freaking hard. So, so you would think that they would kind of not loosen the restrictions up just yet, but
I still think it's a bad idea, but
yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Well, I mean, of course, I do think it's a bad idea as well in certain cases, but I know if people are totally fine, then I don't see the issue if anything, but if other people aren't, then if they're not fine, if they've got some sort of sickness in general, then I think
Well, I mean, that sort of stuff's staying the same. It's none of that is changing. It's just the fact that they're essentially allowing groups of people
Places
now.
to open up now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But
Well,
it's not like if you're still sick, I mean, you should do this anyways, whether this stuff was going on or not. If you're sick, try to stay home.
Oh, of course, absolutely. I think so.
All these sorts of
Fuck
things.
you.
'Cause
I'm gonna be the American citizens and form a
oh my
protest.
god. Protest.
Oh, fucking pros. Jesus Christ. No.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That
Well,
thing
hopefully they'll catch it and die then.
Jeez. Well, natural selection coming.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yup.
One thing I am, smoke alarm's going up upstairs. I don't know if you guys can hear it because I've got
Yeah, just slow, just slightly, but it's not
This
an
is a
issue.
small peep. It's all we can hear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's
But
burning her
freaking,
cooking upstairs.
I don't know what they're cooking upstairs, but
It's burning.
it doesn't smell
Anyway.
nice. Probably doesn't smell nice, but freaking another thing I'm really happy about is now with the whole small gathering thing, they don't have to do birthday parades anymore. Like,
Oh, it's gonna be so nice.
oh, fuck. I don't know.
We're still going to.
Yeah, but
We're
like,
Tell you that now.
but like, I don't get the whole, like, I get the idea of like the whole birthday parade and everything. Like, I think it's kind of a nice little idea, but like, don't
Yeah.
announce it to basically the entire fucking world, pretty much, or like the entire town for the most part. Like,
Oh, fuck.
don't like.
I-
Well, in my opinion, I just kind of like. I don't like it really. Like, cool, your child is 5. Don't fucking announce it to the entire
Well, the
town,
biggest
please.
the biggest reason is just the fact it's not like for that dumb shit. It's literally like because kids can't have birthday parties,
Yeah, no, of course. I
so
get
that's
that.
why it's set up like that. It's not oh hey I had a child, let's do this. It's like no, they're doing it because the kid can't
Yeah,
do anything.
yeah, can't have birthday parties and all
You
that
know,
stuff.
they
I
have
can
their
under-
family do stuff. They probably like order some pizza and then that's have a cake and that's it.
Yeah, or stuff like that.
As
Or,
someone
like,
who doesn't do parties and stuff anymore for myself, understandable.
yeah, well, of course, like I hardly.
But I do
hardly-
agree it's still irritating.
No, well, yeah, it's a bit irritating. I can understand that though in certain cases, but they could probably, I guess think of maybe considering other people and their, I guess, sanity probably.
Yeah.
But freaking.
Or
stuck
stuck indoors all fucking day.
Oh,
Which, I mean-
it doesn't help. It doesn't help because I live like in the center of town,
Yeah, so you
and
hear them all.
like, oh, it's just more the fact that I live in a place that's doesn't have central heating, and it's like too old to really do any of that kind of renovating, and it's like
Yeah.
having the window open, you can hear them from probably up your guys' houses.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I
Oh, they're
don't
honking.
really hear them up near like my houses, but let's just say like I'm walking to work or I need to walk somewhere to go get groceries. Every now and again, I'll hear like a little, freaking.
And they're
It sounds like
getting
we're in New York.
yeah. They're getting shorter.
Yeah.
Like at least to the ones up near my house, they're getting shorter where like I can I'm okay with it because of that fact. Like instead of going up and down the fucking street like 6 times, it's like up, down, done.
No, and that's how it should be. Like, you don't need to like circle around the entire town 6 times in order
Yeah.
to like that's just kind of the thing that bothers me a little bit. Like, and not to mention the bigger ones as well. Way back when this whole thing started, I've noticed that there was a really huge one, like just huge ass freaking
yeah.
like little parade of not little, sorry, but freaking like there's about 20 cars essentially in this little freaking parade thing. Not to mention, I
Yeah.
think there was a school bus, but it was
Yeah, they had schools. They had a school bus. They had ambulances. They had police cars. I still remember the first time
Well, I mean, if it's the Friday around 7, that's usually like the one that people do for like saying thank you for like the
yeah.
frontline.
Thank you thank you for everyone
Yeah.
for doing
thank
what you do.
Well, of course, absolutely, and then of course I'm
Because
not
in some
opposed to
places
that.
they're not even going home; they're going to hotels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, not to mention, like, I'm not opposed to that idea because I think that's a great idea. Like, support the frontline workers, support anybody that is essential in kind of keeping us afloat and all that stuff. But it's just, I don't know. I just find it kind of like aggravating a little bit if it's for like a smaller family and everything. Like, go ahead and do it for like essential workers. Just like. And stuff like
Just
that.
do it
But
shorter for families.
yeah, much shorter for families. Like, you don't need to circle around the entire town
No.
for like hours for like, I mean, a child's 5th birthday party. I mean, or a kid's like 13th birthday or something like that.
Yeah.
Something. But like, I mean, like, celebrate it like in a month or so or something like that. So, because that's what we're gonna be doing, I think, for a couple of family members for my family members, because my I got my grandma who's, you know, getting older. I think she's turning 63, and then I got a little cousin who's turning 19 as well.
Yeah.
So kind of like we'll be doing it in like a little bit, just of course not right now. So it's just because of this whole thing. We're just kind of waiting for the restrictions to loosen, excuse me, a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just find it, I don't know, pretty aggravating, and hopefully the economy gets better, just so that way, you know, we can just get this over with and just live our lives normally. Pretty much.
Well, whenever we get a vaccine or a suppressant or blah blah blah,
or some sort of thing. I don't know. Which apparently it's supposed to be what, next year for the vaccine?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. All I
honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think I did hear about it like being in like a year or so.
It would, at the most, we could have it ready by next year.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Like, I figured we would most likely have it ready for somewhere around like next year, I believe. So something like that. But
that'd be great.
Yeah.
No matter what, I just want it to be done.
Yeah. I think everybody wants it to be done, so that way we can at least, you know, go back to our normal lives for once.
Yeah.
So
well, normal's not even going to be the same.
Nope.
When it does get back.
Yeah.
It'll be better, but it won't be the same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Like,
what it did, I'm glad this might have done, is given back the personal space people need.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. So, no, because some people don't really necessarily have the time to have their own, you know, personal space and everything. And I think it's pretty good. I definitely would go for it. It's like, right now it's basically an introvert's wet dream, pretty much, for what's been going on.
It's the meme from The Office where they have Michael Scott shaking the one guy's hand, but he's like long hair, dreadlocks. It's like the government thanking you for saying indoors during COVID-19.
Oh
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
And it's just like gamers and introverts and stuff like that.
Well, I love the one which was like where it was like the difference was like everybody else and then gamers, where it's like everyone's like having a shit fit about everything and panicking about, you know, having to be inside all the time, and it's just like cuts to like a gamer just sitting on his computer, playing some games.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, my favorite thing is I think gamers have gone the most out of this.
Hell yeah.
With like Square Enix's EOS studio, the one that does like the Tomb Raiders.
Oh yeah.
They basically gave away their whole library for free.
Cool. Yeah, at least for me, it was like $794 off.
For me, it was like $640 for like $30.
Yeah, it's 95% off on Steam.
Holy fucking shit!
And it's
really?
What was it? 58 games for $41. Probably be a bit higher, but we have a couple of the games on there.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it was $41. 95% off for like $800 worth of games or whatever.
Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm considering it, but there's literally nothing in there I'd play.
Oh,
Like, they have Just Cause, they have Tomb Raider, they have Thief. They have a bunch of stuff that
I don't know. I might play. I could see
I don't know.
myself maybe playing Thief. Maybe. I don't
And
know.
that's
I
what,
haven't- yeah.
that was it with me too.
That was
I
the
was
new
like,
Thief and
I
the
would,
old Thieves too. I
yeah,
think.
Yeah. No.
And it's like there is a lot in it,
Mhm.
including a bunch of
This is the recent
DLCs and
Tomb
stuff.
Raider, the beginning of the new trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which if you would have done like what we did, because I think either you told us or Brody told us where it was that you got it that and whatever of the Tomb Raider was Cyrus Tomb Raider, whatever the hell it
The
was.
couch co-op one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you got that one for free.
Yeah.
At least I have that one.
No.
Because they were giving it out for free for a little while.
Oh fuck! I haven't even touched it.
Oh no, I honestly, I'm not that big on Tomb Raider, even like the old stuff.
No, I never.
So-
I mean, I never really, grew up. I mean, I played one of the games. I think was what. I think it was
I
like
played
Tomb
the
Raider
new trilogy,
yeah.
and the new trilogy, I'd say give it a go.
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
it is. She's not a sex icon, and she's is
Yeah.
in the other one.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
See,
I'd
I
probably
never
play
gave
it.
a shit about that. It's like, I also just, to be honest, I'm not too concerned about the character either.
Whatever.
That's
It
just-
does. I mean, it seems interesting to play. Like, I mean, I did play it back in like I think I played Tomb Raider Legend. I know that just because I think my dad ended up owning the game, and then I just played it just because it was on the PC, like the little family PC that I had, and then freaking.
Oh yeah.
It was a fun. It was fun while it lasted. I never beat the game, but it was still fun,
I
nonetheless.
never really beated games when they were like 12 or younger.
Me.
No.
I didn't have
I
money to
did
do
kind of like
anything else.
Zelda's or like Nintendo games.
Me.
No, I did, what was it? I beat, like, Super Mario Sunshine when I was, like, 10 or something.
Medal
like
of
that.
Honor, Allied Assault.
That doesn't count. It's an FPS.
How does that not count?
Is that
So
the
we're
one where you, like,
disincluding
in
fucking Nintendo games and FPSs. What else was there at the
It's
time?
a Call of Duty / Medal of Honor game. Those were like
Well,
How
for
hard are
disincluding
those?
Mario, well, of course not. But I was like 8, so it was pretty freaking hard trying to actually be to move at that point.
Well, what was it? What was it? I beat Super Mario Sunshine, I know that. But,
Yeah, that's a good game. It's a tough game.
I beat it numerous amounts of times after that. It was so much fun.
Oh, it's a great game. Just don't 100% it.
Oh, actually, I think that's what I did. I think way back when was I did
Okay.
almost 100% it. I know I ended up getting like every single star. I know that.
Then that's 100%.
That is 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I ended up 100%ing it back
Yeah.
when I was like.
That was that was like all the blue coins, which means you had to get all of the stars,
Yeah.
which was a pain in the butt, and I never ended up doing it.
Yeah. I think that's what I did. I think I ended up at the time. I think I ended up doing it. What else did I do? I was really close. I think to beating Luigi's Mansion 100%.
Yup, I did that,
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion is like the easiest game.
but it's still fun.
It's still fun. Yeah. Oh
There-
yeah.
And there is no 100% to Luigi's Mansion. It's
Yeah.
like S-rank
Well-
mansion.
Yeah, the quote unquote 100%.
Yeah.
Catch all booze,
Yeah.
catch all portrait ghosts, get S rank.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'll say the new one was meh.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Was a lot of people weren't the biggest of fans.
It was Luigi's Mansion. It was better than Dark of the Moon.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 2, whichever. But yeah, that I didn't hate that one. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's going to be very hard for them to recapture the
The original, eh? Yeah.
yeah, because that was that's such a good game. It really is. I love Luigi's Mansion.
No, it was one of my personal favorite games, and I remember.
Also,
okay.
also ripped the RPG style Mario games.
Oh,
Oh,
what about them?
Studio closed down after they remade Bowser's Inside Story.
Oh yeah, because like nobody bought them.
damn, that really sucks. Oh, what was it? No, freaking.
I mean,
oh yeah.
with exception to Superstar, I didn't really like any of them.
But it also didn't help that they also re-released it on just like a few years later with Bowser's Inside Story, because that was end of DS life.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Yeah.
And they didn't do the one everyone wanted, which was
Dream Team or whatever.
not Dream Team, Partners in Time.
Oh, they never did that? Oh yeah, no, they didn't. Shit, I didn't realize that. Because I got the remake of Superstar. That one was good. I like that one. Because that was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Partners in Time. I thought there was another one after or before that one. There was Superstar, Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story, and there was one other one?
Then it went Dream Team.
Oh, okay, afterwards.
And then it was, I think, another DS one, 3DS one.
Okay. Because yeah, Dream Team. I thought there was one in between those other three, but that's fine. I only played the first one to completion.
I played the first one. I played some of the Partners in Time.
Yeah, I played some of all of them. I don't think I beat Partners in Time. I didn't beat Inside Story. I didn't beat Dream Team. And then Paper Jam, which I haven't played.
Yeah. I don't think I've...
Oh, yeah, that was the other one, yeah, Paper Jam, which was alright.
Was it? Because I heard very mixed things about it.
Paper Jam was the unspoken sheep.
Oh.
It played like it, but I think Paper Mario was very sticker star like.
Gross.
In his play style. I mean, it's like it's bad enough that when oh my fucking god, people really. Sorry, I was asked to help people, and then when couldn't really change the time since we already made plans, so I was like,
yeah.
So, but like, no, when I brought up the whatchamacallit, the Bug Fables, it plays as it's a Paper Mario game to the core.
Yeah, the only difference is that it doesn't have the extra partners, but now they changed that for just having 3, which is honestly I think is infinitely better.
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't know how many times in like Paper Mario I would end a fight with like something having 1 or 2 health left, so I would just do a quick thing with Mario or whatever. Whereas with this one, you use Cabby, then I don't remember the bee's name. V, and then whatever the moth's name was. I remember Cabby, and I don't know, that's it. I can't remember. Leaf, that was his name. And it's honestly, it's a really fun game. I just haven't been playing it because I've been doing other stuff, but like, Mugs Fable? Like, I'm sad that I have not found it sooner.
Oh, it came out last year, so.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm sad I didn't notice it or like see anything. I might have actually seen it, but like ignored it.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I was like, oh, it's a bug game. You know, it's the same with there's a game I got with the Yogscast Humble Bundle, which was called Omen Sight. Which it's actually it's fun, but it's very much is a it's a weird game. Like it's fun, but I'll put it this way: it's all like animal characters, and just shit like that. And it's again, like, the story's interesting, the gameplay's like a blast. It's a hack and slash.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, I have a review up on my Steam about that, but it's like, and it was just very like, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the story. Don't pay attention to the characters. Just pay attention to the gameplay, and you'll have a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course. Like with most hack and slashes, pretty much, it's mostly, for the most part, it's just mostly.
Well,
for,
it's
like,
supposed
gameplay.
to be a story-rich game. That's like that. This one, it's like it's an indie game, but it's supposed to be like a story-rich game. It's one of those games where I would never have bought it myself, but because it was in the Humble Bundle, it caught my eye or whatever when I was scrolling through games I wanted to play, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give that a shot.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Like, I mean, it looked good at the time, but just, fell short.
Oh, no, it's like, because as someone who also does not give half of a shit about the story in most games, if it's trying to shove it down your throat, I don't give a shit. If you let us explore it at our own pace, then fine. And I understand setting up a story and stuff like that. Like, I'll put it this way. If you have Metal Gear story, I don't care. I do not give a shit. Like, at all. I do not care.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but if it's like, if it's Dark Souls stuff, most people don't care. And I'm interested, but, it's not the first thing that comes to mind. Then I'm just trying to think of a good middle ground game for like story and stuff. But like, yeah, if it's a game that gives you the story in chunks but doesn't like keep you there for long, then I love it. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Let us explore at our own pace, but don't shove it down my face. If I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie.
Yeah.
If I want to play a video game, I want to play a video game.
Yeah, well,
that's why I don't play stuff like
Metal Gear.
all of the Telltale games.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no matter how great they are, no matter how fantastic of an experience, they're a story game, and I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. Well,
I guess the only exception to this is Final Fantasy XIV, where if you're going through the like story stuff, it's like amazing and fantastic, and I've like cried over that game. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, it's like I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. What is it? The only thing I can think of with mostly story-rich games are like the what is it? Until Dawn, I think, is definitely one of them. But then again, it's supposed to be like
and that's
choose your own story kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like
and
that
that's
sort of
again
stuff,
I don't.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. So they're not bad games or anything of that sort. It's just they're not my forte.
Oh, of course. And it's not everybody's forte, but of course, I think it's personally great for, say, a party, if anybody, wants to relax and just play a game.
Yeah. If you're, like, at a party or whatever, and, like, people don't know what's going on, like, oh, fuck yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as you have people who are, willing to sit down and watch, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, get Jackbox games, or use your words or stuff. And drink.
Oh, damn.
A drunk use your words is like always the funnest shit ever.
Oh my god. The amount of times that I've just had nothing but a blast playing Use Your Words, it is freaking it's just ridiculous.
It's such a fun game though.
No,
it really is.
Well, and lately we've been playing a lot more Jackbox for when we throw parties up at Brody's.
Yeah.
And then
it's because Jackbox, like, we Use Your Words, we normally can play like 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But in like Jackbox, there's a lot. Michael has it.
Yeah.
I normally bring my laptop, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, like, there's a lot more options there than Use Your Words. Yeah, do a round or 2 and then you're done.
Yeah, exactly. With Use Your Words, I mean, it was really, really fucking fun when you brought it up the first time.
Want to play Monster Party thingy, whatever that was in the Jackbox game. I want to just see the bullshit that comes out of people's freaking minds when it comes to trying to like hook up.
Yeah.
And you know it would be like just the dumbest pickup lines ever.
Oh, wait. So, hold on. Explain this? I don't think
So
I've heard
this-
this one.
So this one is you're a bunch of monsters, like secretly, and you're trying to date another person. If you date them, you get a heart, and the hearts are points.
Yeah.
Like each one of you gets a heart for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
But each monster has its own special ability.
Yeah. So like there's like the one where it's like, oh, if you get rejected, you steal a heart from them, and or if you date this person, there's like zombie, where if you date the person, they become a zombie, which means they can like spread it, sort of thing. And it's like you're trying to get everyone into a zombie, and the same thing with vampire. That's another thing. And like essentially what you do is you have so many text messages, and you text the individual, like you literally like text the specific individual in game and try to like get them to date you.
That just sounds so awesome.
Yeah, and exactly. So it's like, imagine us drunk off our asses trying to like pick each other up.
My favorite monster in it, the best monster in it,
Mother.
is you're one character's mother, and you get more points for each time that character. It's like it's rejected.
If they get rejected, you get points for it.
That's fucking awesome.
It's hilarious.
Oh, that is so much.
And like there's like certain rounds and stuff which have special stuff. But like it's like literally I would love to do that just one day. Just all of us doing that would just be so dumb. And that's I tried to get Mike to play it or to put it on last time we were at a party, and he just wouldn't.
Mike, why don't you do that like literally after this?
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Like I think that would be pretty fun if you could. Like I'd be down for that.
I mean, I'm going downtown after this, but like.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not a thing I would do with 3 people.
No, it's probably you probably have to be with
3.
like more people.
I don't even. Yeah, you might. I was gonna say. I don't even know if you could, but yeah.
I think you need 4 to 6 to actually.
Yeah, and then there is like one of the characters as well is literally the audience.
Oh yeah.
And they get to vote on like lines that they send to like an individual. So like they could pick, we'll just say like Josh, and they could and then they vote on a line to send him. It could have nothing to do with Josh. It could be like, hey, how hot is this person, or whatever. But it's so dumb. I love it.
That just sounds like the best fucking thing ever. Like honestly, I'd be so down for that next party we throw. So,
yeah.
What is this person do?
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, freaking. What is it? No, freaking. That just sounds like a good time. But yeah, that's all we played pretty much every single time. This was back when, well, freaking Brody was living here. Was when you first brought it.
Oh no, I mean we did it. Yeah, that was when I first brought it because I think Michael bought it for his PS4.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Why?" It was cheap,
$2, I think.
Yeah, but then it wasn't. It would have been a bitch and a half to do that to like bring it up and connect it and everything.
Yeah.
My PlayStation up and down.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll just get it. It was like I think it was like $20. So I just grabbed it and installed it on my my Switch, and that's sort of.
No, you also got it on your Switch because you won the few.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Yeah, right.
Did a video on it.
Yeah. And I was like, that sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, he already has it. Oh, shit. Well, mine's easier to bring, so.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, like, it's a lot more convenient for Justin to bring it. Not to mention, Brody's got a Switch as well, so it was.
Well, he has the dock.
Yeah, he's got the dock.
Which we can just switch. It's not a PS4. He has to lug up here.
Yeah.
Along with controllers, cables, wires.
No, exactly. It was really.
And then setting it up, it's undock, dock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. And
plus, I live close.
Yeah. Well, not to mention with Jackbox anyway. Like Mike just brings his laptop for music, and then of course, well.
Well, we always bring our computers anyway.
Well,
Like I always bring mine, and Brody or Michael always brings his.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because
Well,
I just
yeah.
can never sleep at other people's houses for some reason.
oh, I mean you do sometimes, but that's
I
after
can,
like
But it's like 4 or 5 in the morning by the time I actually.
yeah. It's not going to bed. It's like passing out asleep.
Yeah, for like
Then you
maybe
sleep
a
for like
couple
3
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what was it? Cause no, I remember like when Mike had to, spend the night here for the couple of nights that we did, have some shindigs. Freaking
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh, that was that. Yeah, if that was the same day that like I stayed at the same time, where that was like the most awkward sleep I think I've ever had, because me and Michael slept on the same like
Oh my
couch,
Oh
and
my god.
it was so like I mean, okay, slept quote unquote.
Yeah.
We both like woke up like 8 times throughout that night.
Yeah.
YouTube videos randomly on my laptop.
Yeah, but it was I don't know, it was just weird.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, cause what was it? Cause I remember actually, of course I don't remember anything. I was pretty hammered. Those
I
nights.
still remember every night, even when I was drunk off my ass the last time.
Oh jeez. Well, it's getting to the point where I'm now starting to kind of not remember as much, like whenever I have like some drinks. But
it's just honestly, it's so interesting to me to watch everybody that I do remember it. Now, it may not be every little detail, but like I do remember the nights.
yeah,
I've yet to wake up at home and go what, or wake up like at like Brody's or whatever and go what, like I don't remember what happened last night,
yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I wake up and I go, oh yeah, this is where I am.
Yeah.
We just
Well, actually,
did this.
I mean, I haven't gotten to that point yet. Like when I wake up and everything, like I never usually get to that point. But there have been a couple of nights where I just I wasn't even aware of like who I was at that point. So
Yep, I've seen a couple of those.
no, yeah, of
Those are
myself
funny.
or
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, you. I had one of that, but
yeah.
well, I guess I wasn't to that extent, but I was pretty damn close.
Yeah, what was it? Because what was it? I remember I was just going over for.
I blame Jared though. I blame Jared for that.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
Not actually,
yeah.
but because that was the night it was. I think I had 6 of mine, the 2 vodka shots,
Yeah,
and then whatever that like chocolate thing was.
chocolate thing.
Like it was like a chocolate shot.
Chocolate shot.
I can't remember what that was, but it was really good. But, like, yeah, it was.
An eggnog shot. A bunch of you of us did.
Because it was with Braden's girlfriend.
Fuck.
She brought it. She brought it over,
Oh, I think I remember.
and
yeah.
the
I
like
remember
cream thing. Because
Yeah,
it was like, everyone was, or they, she was like, she like told me, she's like, when I open this, have a shot with me, and then like you guys all had a shot without me. I was like, just pour me one, damn it. Like I said I was going to, so I did.
Yeah.
And then I like had, I think it was something like 6 or 8 of mine, which are not that bad. They're like, what are they, 5% each?
Yeah, roughly. Well, what were you drinking? Like Hayalls normally?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, they're around 5%. I think. So.
Yeah, so about 8 of those plus 2 shots of straight vodka.
Yeah.
And then whatever that cream thing was, chocolate cream, whatever.
What was it? Yeah, because whenever I bring drinks over, it's typically like maybe a beer or 2, and then a bunch of just alcohol for the most part.
Well,
like
I
hard
bring.
alcohol.
It's literally cheaper for me to grab a 12-pack and like leave it there than to get a 6-pack and not leave it.
Yeah. No, of course.
If I leave like 3 drinks or 4 drinks still in it, it's cheaper that way than if I buy a 6-pack and like don't.
Yeah. No, of course.
It's so like it's a couple bucks cheaper. So.
Yeah. No, and then for what is it for me? I think the past couple of times that we went over to Brody's, I freaking I remember just I think the Valentine's Day party, I think I ended up making Manhattans, which was pretty much just freaking whiskey cocktails at that point.
Yeah, whiskey
good.
and Pepsi?
Vermouth.
I think is what you
Actually,
made?
it's whiskey.
Vermouth, okay.
Yeah, it's whiskey, vermouth, and I think. Well, what I brought over, I think, was just a pre-mix. Like it was a pre-mixed sort of
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was pre-mixed.
And you had
So.
your little gold thing as well.
Yeah, that was New Year's Eve.
That was
That
New Year's. New Year's was a blast.
I freaking loved New Year's.
That was such a good one.
No, I remember.
I got fucked.
Yeah. No, I remember just like I was telling Doug that I got a special drink for him. And then he was just looking at me like, "What the fuck did you bring, Josh?" Like,
what did Doug say? He said something along the it was like by the end of this night you're gonna hate whiskey or whatever. He sent it to you specifically, so I don't remember because it was just going from you. But like, just whatever he said was just ridiculous and stupid, and I loved it.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember I remember bringing the drink that I made. I literally just thought about it one day, and I was just all like, okay, yeah, let's do that for like the New Year's Eve party. And I just remember buying just some hard apple cider, just some standard hard apple cider, and then freaking Goldschlager. Just a whole entire bottle of Goldschlager. It was good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it tasted really good, but it was potent. Like, it was potent, and I could taste a lot of the cinnamon in there still. But, I mean, it wasn't bad, and it's not, it's, I know, you gawk at the cinnamon.
I hate cinnamon. I do, it's my own fault.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the taste of tree going down his throat.
Well, I have other reasons as well, but
Spice, I know that much.
Yeah.
No, I just what was it? I just remember, like, I remember giving Doug one of them. Like, I remember pouring Doug the drink, and I poured myself the drink as well. And Doug tasted it, and he's all like, "Yeah, I like this." And then I proceeded to just give him another one after that. So. That was still pretty good. So
I'm actually one of the things I might switch to alcohol-wise is grapefruit Pombays.
Oh, really?
Oh, those are. When I went to the convention or the competition.
Yeah.
On the last night after the award ceremony, we went out with our junior team, and we're going to grab stuff and come back sort of thing. We weren't going out to the bar or anything, but they didn't have hay-alls. And I was having a hard time deciding what to get, so then the guy of the junior team came up to me and said, "Try these." And I was like, I haven't heard a lot of great things about Pombe. He's like, "No, seriously, it's like juice and candy." I was like, "Okay." So I grabbed them, and I only had like 2 because we couldn't get shit-faced because we still had to get up the next day.
Yeah.
Plus we went like 2 days without sleep, so good luck drinking a whole bunch then. But yeah, so that's one thing I might end up switching to.
Yeah.
It's just that it's candy.
Saw one of the ads in one of the papers. I'm not sure if it was just exclusive to their liquor store, but it was peach Mike Hard lemonades.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I was like, I looked at that and I was like, I might try to give that a shot. But yeah, honestly, Mike's Hard stuff is really good too.
The one thing I actually gave a shot and I really enjoyed was funny enough, White Claws actually. So
I don't know what that is. Vodka?
It's like it's a hard seltzer essentially. It's a seltzer like alcohol. So it's not bad actually. Like if you can stomach like freaking carbonated water, then you can probably stomach these because that's all they.
I probably wouldn't because I can do carbonated stuff pretty easily. I just can't have a lot.
Yeah. No, of course. No, absolutely.
I'm the guy who has like a Coke and then I'm like burping the rest of the day.
Yeah. Ooh, so, you might not enjoy these then because these are a lot more carbonated than Coke.
Yeah. They're all carbonated.
Yeah. I mean, to somebody who actually enjoys stuff like that, I enjoy it personally. Like, I think they're actually, I don't, they're not the greatest. Like, a lot of people just kind of hype up the drinks and saying like, oh, they're really good, and it's meh. It's kind of meh,
Yeah.
really. But it's like, if they're there, I'll have one if I feel like it. It's not like it's the worst thing in the world. I'd rather, have that than Budweiser. Ugh, fuck.
Yeah, I can't drink that. I can't have standard beers. Like, really. I've tried a few, like I've tried some craft stuff my mom has
Yeah.
bought before, but like I can't.
Oh, fuck. Well,
They're
since I
just
come,
they just don't do anything for me.
well, since I come from a family who actually drinks pretty often, I don't know, I kind of got more of a taste of like the craft stuff and more of like the other stuff other than Budweiser, like,
Yeah.
or I mean Coronas, like, I mean those are, I wouldn't say relatively cheap, but they're not expensive either, but they're still good.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like, if I were to go for any sort of cheap beer, it would likely have to be Coronas because they just taste good throughout. And yeah. But normally,
I don't know. I will always like my favorite drink is still. I know it's not a beer, but my favorite drink is still a Long Island iced tea.
oh yeah. What is it? Because I don't really. Well, actually, I do kind of have two favorite drinks. Eggnog and specifically Kraken. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to try.
Oh,
I
you.
love eggnog, but like I've never done that. I mean, first of all, I've never had Kraken because this shit was like fucking expensive as hell.
Oh,
Ramen
It
eggnog
was.
is pretty good.
Lemonade nog?
No, ramen eggnog.
Oh, rum and
lemon
eggnog. Okay.
eggnog.
Well, that's kind of why I asked. I was like, that would just curdle.
Oh no.
Rum and eggnog. I haven't tried that either.
Yeah, because that's all. Well, that's all Kraken is. Like, the thing is, you got your, Captain Morgan spiced rum and everything. You
Yeah.
just got your standard Captain Morgans, which I think, I mean, there could be better rum out there. I'm personally not a fan of that, especially after drinking Kraken before. So, but
Mhm.
the thing is with Kraken though is that it's different. It's a black spiced rum, so it's gonna be a lot stronger than the normal rums out there, and not to mention more potent. So I think this one is close to 50%. So
Yeah.
or
Oh,
something
God, I
like
almost
that.
want to go down and freaking get something to drink now. God damn, I need to go down and spend a shit ton of money. Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
I can explain if you're curious. I can explain after the podcast what I'm buying. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Speaking of
Right.
which, guys want to end it right here? I mean, we're already at 53 minutes.
It's been about an hour.
It's
Yeah.
been 52 minutes.
Yeah. Well, 53 on my end. So since I'm actually
okay.
running the cast. So.
Yeah.
But we're still making good time. We lasted a lot longer than a half an hour.
Yeah, because we started talking about alcohol.
Yeah.
By the way, drink responsibly.
Don't drink responsibly. Have fun. Get fucked up.
Mike,
black out,
Mike, shut up.
Do not listen to him.
Not
Duh.
okay. Any viewers out there, do not listen to what
Just
Mike says.
drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Do not leave
Do
your
drink
drink at
and
a
drive.
bar.
Driving a video game.
Banned.
Crash into all the walls.
Bam. He's just moving them to general. But yes, don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly.
Oh, of course.
Don't leave your drink at a bar. Good luck.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Just make sure, and also make sure like you're, having a couple of drinks in groups, because sometimes it's
Yeah.
it's a little
Don't
bit
go
better
alone.
than drinking alone.
Also, don't go to a bar.
Yeah,
Bars
yeah.
is
No,
That's
don't
also
go
what
to
we
a
need
bar.
to do
What?
next time we play. Is we play one of those stupid drinking games Screw Attack used to do, where they played Mario Kart, but you had to down your drink.
Oh
Before-
no!
You had to do a drink for each lap,
Oh my God! What?
Oh, what?
I don't want to
and you had
die.
to drink at least the whole drink before the lap finished.
Oh my God!
So the goal was basically to down the one drink at the start of the race before continuing.
Okay, do that at the start of the party, not the end.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
of all, if you do it
Yeah.
at the end, you might not have enough. But Fucking screw attack. Yeah, I love
Oh
those
no,
guys.
that's just evil. That's just fucking evil.
I'll do like a shot per lap, but I don't know if I want to do a whole like thing per lap.
Well, this is also like beer and beer. You
Yeah.
Okay.
American beer, you could also like get drunk on, like
Really.
5 or 6 compared to our Canadian
Yes.
stronger beers.
Yeah, the stronger beers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been 55 minutes. I think we should end it here. Kind of a nice thing to end off on. Just kind of, I guess, alcohol. Because, yeah, I guess.
That is the topic of the entire this entire podcast was alcohol.
Or it's just I titled it Three Amigos Chatting.
Yes. No, yeah, no. Don't change it. I'm just saying that was sort of funny.
Yeah.
That was our entire podcast.
Yeah, like half one, or like what is it? Third of the podcast is pretty much just talking about the coronavirus. Second half is just I guess freaking talking about game stuff, and then the last was just talking about alcohol, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, end it before we continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thanks for joining in the podcast.